30 години извонредна соработка помеѓу Македонија и Израел. 30 години соработка на секое поле. Амбасадорот кој што остави длабока трага изминатите 7 години, кој што беше амбасадор во Република Северна Македонија од Израел е господинот Дан Оријан. Ова е негова последна, би рекла, посета како амбасадор на земјава низ градовите, затоа што е во заминување. Но на наше огромно задоволство денеска разговараме токму со амбасадорот Дан Оријан, кој што нема ни да се изненадите зошто ја прифати оваа прекрасна Самуилова тврдина каде што ќе разговараме. Господинот Оријан и подоцна ќе видите беше познат по тоа што правеше извонредни, неверојатни потези, дури и со дипломатите. Значи и за нас, и за камерата направи стои на раце, без никаков проблем, и тоа на Самуиловата тврдина. Воодушевувачки беше во секој случај. Но пред да поразговараме за неговите акробатски вештини, би сакала да поразговараме и за соработката која што имаат 30 години веќе Северна Македонија и Израел. Амбасадоре, добре дојдовте во Охрид, на најубавото место во Охрид.
Very much. It's a pleasure to be here again in Ohrid. I had wonderful times here. Actually, 7 years ago, when I just came, the first place I came to submit my credentials at the time to President Ivanov was here. Tito gave me his car to come to the inauguration, and it was quite an amazing. So since then I'm in love, 7 years already, with the city and wonderful people here. Had the pleasure to host the mayor in Israel, in Jerusalem, in other places. And we have partnership which is growing. I really hope that soon also the flights will be renewed, and then you will have the Israelis coming. Everybody's asking when is it happening again, and I hope it will be really soon.
Така, помогнавте многу и за воспоставување на тие односи, дури и за туризмот. Би сакала во овој момент, значи, нашата држава во минатото имала, значи, голема бројна заедница од евреи. За жал со Холокаустот сето тоа помина како што помина, заврши како што заврши, остануваат само спомените. Колку сте задоволени тоа колку земјава се грижи за спомените кои што останаа после Холокаустот? Знам дека бевте и во Битола, и вчера бевте во Битола, и за таму подготвувате нешто на гробиштата кај евреите да се постави соларни сончевидни колектори.
Well, first of all, it is very true what you're saying. I mean, the tragic story of the Jews here is certainly part of our story and of your story. We actually, since I came here, I did a huge effort to bring the story not just to the media here, but also to the media in the world and to the young generation. We started a March of the Living, which every year, around the 11th of March, the day when the Jews were taken and sent to Monopol and from there to Treblinka, we started the March of the Living. At the beginning, only a few hundreds, and then thousands of people marching in a city, as you said, Bitola, or as it was called at that time, Monastir, that still did not have even today one Jew. And more than 3,000 Jews lived there before. But between two world wars, Bitola and other cities here had amazing Jewish community. Big one. Almost 8,000 Jews lived here before Second World War, and before that even more. And they were very rich life. It was also a very special community. It was, we call it a Sephardic, very accepting community. And between two world wars, all the big Israeli Zionistic organizations were working here in Macedonia. We had youngsters coming all the way to Israel to study agriculture before coming to live in Israel. We had teachers coming to teach Hebrew in Bitola so that people will know the language of the Jews, the same language of the Bible, and many other things. So we started March of the Living. We did a hackathon, competition of innovation, with the idea of telling the story but using innovative ways. I think at the beginning people were saying, Dan, what are you doing? Who needs a competition? Nobody will come. I think it became the biggest hackathon ever in Macedonia. And we brought 20 mentors from Israel, from the Startup Nation, to work with the youngsters here and to develop the story. Afterwards, 25 winners came to Israel to take part in a Startup Nation tour. We did mass singing at the entrance to the cemetery. We brought experts to do everything that is possible to take these 4,000 tombstones that we cleaned, 1,000 with Hebrew letters, to take this material and make it into material that researchers can work on. And today I hope we will know much more about the past of the Jews here. There is still a little community. In some of the events they take part, in some less. But I really hope that in the future the little community here will be much more evident, much more part of this huge effort that is done, supported strongly by the government. During my meetings this week with Prime Minister Zaev, which, by the way, when he came to Israel, spoke about this topic with our Prime Minister at that time, Netanyahu. The new Prime Minister of Israel now, Bennett, sat with me and with Dr. Rachel Levi-Drumer, Shelly as they call her here, for 2 hours to hear about the Bitula project. And of course, the Bitula project is just part of the whole work that we are doing around. So on the Jewish issue, there's a lot to do still, but I'm sure we'll have wonderful support here. In Bitula, an organization of 5 strong, amazing ladies called Arham, which is pushing the effort to turn this into a park of the living. I hope this will succeed as well. I will of course come again and again, and I hope soon to have the sundial made by the last Jew born in North Macedonia, at the time in Macedonia, and he created the sundial of 9-meter diameter, which hopefully soon will be there in the cemetery. We lit candles with your president and our president just a few months ago, and with tens of thousands of people around the world. More and more people know about it. More and more people are ready to take part. We had planting of trees. We had, as we said, marches and competition of photos, which actually was shown in the foreign ministry for 3 months. So there's a lot going on, and I hope a lot will be in the next stage. And I think it's a story that should be told, because you know the Germans, the Nazis, took the Jews. And at that time, it was here under, Bulgarian occupation. But what happened is that the story is not told because the Jews were almost all taken, and nobody was here to tell the story. So we see it as our job, together with you, together with the government, together with the little Jewish community, to tell the story, to make it evident. We hope also that the Holocaust Museum will soon be open. It's already closed for, I think, 2 years. So all that I hope will happen, and we have a strong support in this government. We had very strong support also with the former government. So I really, really hope that it will happen. And for us, it's important. We see it part of showing that you care not just about your past, but also our past together. And this is why we invest a lot of effort there. And when we see that there's an effort there, we do so much more. We will be helping you to become the startup nation of the Balkans, I hope. We're trying. We'll do a lot of projects in agriculture, help tourism. There's so much to do. But I'm saying, for us, this has a very special meaning, and it's great to be here in Ohrid on these amazing views and say these things which are really important for us.
Минатото оставило длабока трага не само за евреите, за сите општо генерации кои што поминале. Наше е да го сачуваме тоа што било, да го раскажеме и да не дозволиме да се повтори или да остане да живее меѓу нас. Но еве веќе 30 години имаме плодна соработка, веќе кажавме, на сите полиња, меѓу другото и на бизнисот помеѓу Израел и Македонија. Дали сето тоа и понатака тлее, живее, како се одвива, како расте?
Well, first of all, we've made efforts in the last few years to bring Israeli business people and companies and to push forward partnerships. We also have a person, both the honorary consul sitting in Skopje, Gradimir Shumkovsky, and we had the lady in Bitula, Maria Gers Doczewska, with an office dealing with connecting business people. But certainly I think one of the big problems in the last few years before Corona was that it was not that stable here. And people were telling me soon, and then came Corona. But we did have some delegations. We started working on tourism. We had a wonderful stand of Macedonia in Israel in the tourism international big events. And we are trying, and we are bringing here people that can make a difference. What will happen with that, we'll have to wait and see. I'm very optimistic. I think that the relations are in the right track, and no doubt that economics are the key. If we'll have good cooperation, then we'll succeed to do wonderful things, and this is no doubt the basis. And actually, last week we had one of your experts on cyber coming to Israel to participate in one of the big events. Maybe when he comes back, I will let you know about the details. I'm happy to say that the first delegation coming to Israel after Corona was a week ago, just before coming here. I escorted Deputy Prime Minister Betiki. He was in Israel together with the hand of the Fund of Innovation. And this is a statement. First delegation coming are the people dealing with reforms and innovation, and this is what we want to be part of. And I hope Israel is small. It's not the United States, it's not Germany, but in the small, yes, and Macedonia is small, but in specific moments we can be very relevant to assist Macedonia to do the jump forward. And we want to be there. We want to see you in a leading position in the European Union, not just members.
Пред почетокот на пандемијата започнавме убава туристичка соработка, значи израелците сакаат, Македонија сакаат да патуваат, но и македонците сакаат да доаѓаат во Израел, значи взаемна соработка на полето на туризмот. За жал пандемијата си го направи своето, ги блокира сите авиолинии, имавме тука застој, но како е сега? Може ли сето тоа да се возобнови повторно?
First of all, it's very true. Like, pandemic came to us in a terrible surprise, and tourism was only one of the things that were hurt. But certainly here you felt it very, very strongly. I really hope that next summer already we'll have the direct flights to Ohrid, and maybe after that also direct flights to Skopje, which will make it even bigger. I hope that the period that we'll have, because it's too short time that we have the flights only for the summer. We need it for longer time. This will also make it possible for business people to do much more. But after that, I would say efforts should come in different directions, and I'm sure we'll do our best to make sure that the contacts are going to be much wider. Corona was a lesson in many ways. It changed a lot in the way we act in Israel, and the way we treat from our car to how often do we go to work, how often do we stay at work. A lot of changes have happened. Maybe it was good to stop for a second and think. At the end of the day, I think the good thing that is it gives us some time to reconsider, and then to go to the places which are really important for us. And for me, no doubt that this is one of those places where we have to invest more in this effort. Israel is one of the leading with the vaccination process. We started first. And actually a lot of the things that today are done in the world are based on the experience that was done in Israel. Israel has leading companies, health companies, which developed specific items, specific equipment that is going to help countries to come out of the corona easier and quicker. And of course I brought some of them already to contacts in Macedonia, and I really hope maybe even next week we will have people from Eltel, one of the leading Israeli companies, which we signed an MOU with the Fund of Innovation for telemedicine. So soon there will be also Israeli telemedicine here, and I hope much more.
Да, ќе ни помогнете со искуства, за вакцинацијата и за имунизацијата потоа. Пријатели, на секој поле треба да работат.
Thank you. So basically, as I said, we could not, unfortunately, we were asked a few times by high officials here to give vaccinations. According to the agreements, we couldn't. But no doubt that there's a lot of things that we can help with, from how to equip the hospitals to many other things. I just, a few days ago in Skopje, we gave 2 devices to check bilirubin for babies. And the amazing thing about it, it's something that you use and you don't have to stitch the baby. So the headline was saying 4,000 babies every year will have it less painful thanks to Israel. So this is what we're trying to do. This is in the small places, but we might be able to widen and do the big things together. And I really believe there's so many people in Israel that are ready and just waiting for the pandemic to go, to come and do business, to work on health, to work on economy, and to develop the relations.
Амбасадоре, не само по овие бизнис релации, не само по вашата работа. Мислам дека тука ќе ве запаметат и по вашите акробации и пред политичари, не само за ваше задоволство. Ете, тоа го направивте и тука на оваа висина. Може ли малку за вас? Вие сте атлетичар, нели, по професија?
Well, I was never a real gymnast, never, unfortunately. It was my dream. You know, I also published a children book, and on the back of the children book it says Dan wanted to be world champion of gymnastics, but this didn't happen, as you can see. And then grandmother of Dan wanted him to be a rabbi. This also didn't happen. So I really wanted, and it didn't happen. The first part, the gymnastics part. But I always still have this dream that, you know, sometimes I can do something important with that. And what I'm trying to do is actually, first of all, in all the places that I like, those are special to me, are close to my heart, I put myself in and either jump or do a handstand. I did some jumpings here in Ohrid as well. Amazing, amazing landscape. It's really, really amazing. And one of the things is to take it to a different place, which is part of the agenda. And part of my agenda is to work with people with special needs. So a big exhibition of us standing on hands together with a lot of real gymnasts, but also with famous people. So actually the first famous lady from here, the celebrity, was Tamara. Tamara Torodevska. I was with her. Actually, we didn't do it here because she was in Skopje, I'm sorry. But in Skopje we did handstands a few days ago, and Lulieta, the advisor of the president for people with special needs, joined us for this photo. So in the coming days I suppose it will be published, and this is going to be an exhibition of 40 or 50 pictures with famous celebrities from Israel, now also from Macedonia, and it will be shown everywhere. And all our embassies, we have 105 embassies, will be able to use it in different events. And I think it's another way to show that Israel has a few agendas, and one of them is inclusion of people with special needs. And of course it's so wonderful to finish my last day in Ohrid, where I started my journey 7 years ago. But it's great to go and leave a handstand mark, if I can call it like that, in a few of the places I like the most. So this is what we're doing today.
Така, стои на раце, нели рековме, но со тоа го поттикнувате, значи покрај атлетиката, дека треба и здраво да се живее, треба луѓето и да спортуваат, значи не е само автомобилот и работата, туку треба здраво да се храниме, здраво да живееме, а на тој начин нели и пандемијата полесно ќе ја победиме. Во секој случај сето тоа е поврзано. Значи убава порака ни давате повторно. Дај Боже сите да ја прифатат и што повеќе да ја прифатат, нели, од поготово младите генерации, да тргнат ете по овој пат со здраво тело, здрав дух, па да се продолжи. Ви благодарам на вистина, јас се надевам дека сега уште малце ќе ве следиме на ова прекрасно патување, разгледување низ Охрид, уште еднаш. Ми беше драго што разговаравме, што издвоивте време, знам дека имате богата агенда, знам дека и со градоначалникот треба да се сретнете нешто подоцна. Ќе ве ослободиме на време, нема да ве задржуваме. Ви благодарам на вистина и уживајте во прекрасниот Охрид. Се надевам дека и ќе се искапите, ќе пробате и езерската вода, затоа што е навистина топла и прекрасна за пливање. Ви благодарам, амбасадори, да ни доаѓате што почесто, значи и како турист ние драго ќе ве пречекаме.
I will come as a tourist and as a friend, and it's always lovely to be here in Ohrid. I love this place.
Благодарам на вистина.
Thank you very much.